Oh, they're still married. That's just how weird their marriage is.
Good morning, everyone. Since the founding of Monmouth's first fraternity, Beta Theta Pi in 1865, students have chosen to become members of fraternities and sororities at Monmouth College. Their commitment to their organizations and to the fraternity and sorority life community as a whole does not go unnoticed. Fraternities and sororities were founded upon the basic principles of scholarship, citizenship, leadership, sisterhood and brotherhood, and service unto others. These are not the only ideals we swear to uphold when we initiate. Yet today, our members continue to cherish these values and strive to model themselves after the examples given to us by our founders. My name is Owen Manny Davis, and I currently serve as the president of Order of Omega, the Fraternity and Sorority Life Honor Society at Monmouth College. I also serve as the president of my own fraternity, Zeta Beta Tau. I am joined today by Vice President of Order of Omega, Grace Simpson, and then also Pi Beta Phi Director of Fraternity Heritage, Anita Gandara. We are gathered today to recognize and honor all of our esteemed interfraternal brothers and sisters. As we begin, I would like to acknowledge several individuals in attendance this morning. First, the Monmouth College Board of Trustees, Dr. Clarence R. Wyatt, President of Monmouth College, and First Lady Lodi Stone, our fraternity and sorority alumni, and the undergraduate members and students of Order of Omega. Thank you all for your participation today. The Order of Omega Fraternity and Sorority Alumni Hall of Fame was formed in 2015 as a vehicle to first and foremost honor and celebrate the accomplishments of our outstanding alumni. Second, as an opportunity to reconnect our distinguished alumni with current students and Monmouth College. Finally, we believe setting aside time during homecoming weekend to bring together fraternity and sorority life alumni from all generations is incredibly worthwhile. As we have in the past, we continue to represent a large portion of the student body. In your program, you will see the purpose of the Hall of Fame, including the nomination and selection criteria. Also on the back side of your program, you will find the purpose of the Order of Omega. Today, we proudly induct the Theta class into the Fraternity and Sorority Alumni Hall of Fame. Theta, the 8th letter of the Greek alphabet, symbolizes the 8th class of inductees into the Hall of Fame. This year's class includes 2 outstanding individuals, Mary Grable Mcleod and Mary Ann Larson Zimmer. We now move to our invocation. Given the attendance of Ms. Mcleod, it seemed appropriate that today's invocation be delivered by a member of her sorority who is most familiar with its heritage and values. Please welcome Pi Beta Phi Director of Fraternity Heritage, Ms. Anita Gandara.
Creator God, we give you thanks for the wonder and mystery of human life. As we gather together in brotherhood, sisterhood, and siblinghood, join us here as we celebrate the contributions and impact of our alumni leaders. We give thanks, especially today, for the good work, wisdom, and lives of Mary Ann Larson Zimmerman and Mary Grable Mcleod. For the years of their service to Monmouth College, we give thanks. For the ways that their lives and legacies call us each to greater service, we give thanks. We are blessed by their examples of humility, their compassion, their skillful leadership, and the impact they have made on each community they have touched. Inspire and encourage us by their example and lives of commitment. Amen.
Thank you, Anita. I now call President Clarence Wyatt to the stage to give his remarks.
It's great to have this ceremony on our campus. I started to say something to Karen just a moment ago, and I can't believe this is our 8th. It doesn't seem like it's been that long since this society was created at Monmouth College. Now over 8 years ago as well, into the 9th year, after I had been offered the presidency of Monmouth and accepted them before we had moved here, I'd never had an iPad before. And so I thought, well, it's probably time to go get one. So we were living in Kentucky, near Lexington, Kentucky, and Lovey and I went to the Apple store there, and I'm saying, well, I need to get an iPad. Never really had one before, and the nice young woman who was helping us said, why are you getting one now? I said, well, I got offered a new job. He said, oh, that's great. What is it? I said, I want to be president of a college in Illinois. I said, you might not have heard of it. And she goes, well, what college? And I said, Monmouth. Oh my God, I'm a Kappa. You're going to the mothership. I got a lot better service after that too. So, but I knew from that moment that Greek life was special here at Monmouth College, and that has been confirmed every day since then. Our students come here for many reasons. They certainly, first and foremost, come to get a great education in the classroom, in the studio, in the laboratory. But there's so much more to the growth of young people here at Monmouth College. Athletics plays a great part in it. Student government, student leadership plays a great part in it. Certainly Greek life does as well. Our students who participate directly in Greek life do us proud not only in what they accomplish and what they contribute to the campus while they are here, but in the lives they lead and the examples that they set after they graduate from the college, and for that we are grateful. Engagement, varieties of engagement are one of the things that helps our students persist and succeed, get the fullest that they can out of this experience. And as part of our recently adopted strategic plan, the support and continued enhancement of the Greek life experience at Monmouth is one of the key initiatives within that. So this is something that we should rightly honor in and of itself, of course, but even more importantly for the role that it plays in the larger life of the college. So congratulations to our honorees today. Thanks to everyone who is participating in the ceremony today. Thanks especially to Karen Ogrzalek, our Dean of Students, who does so much to help support Greek life at the college. And again, thank all of you all for being here.
Thank you, President Wyatt. It is now my pleasure to introduce Order of Omega Vice President Grace Simpson to the podium to offer her opening remarks.
Good morning. It's great to see everyone here today to celebrate these inductees into the Fraternity and Sorority Hall of Fame, but more importantly, to celebrate how their lives were impacted as a result of their involvement in fraternity and sorority life. I am Grace Simpson, and I serve as the Vice President of Order of Omega. I am also a proud sister of Kappa Kappa Gamma. One of the most rewarding aspects of fraternity and sorority life at Monmouth College is the opportunity to work with outstanding individuals from all walks of life. Though each chapter differs in its individual experiences, all Greeks on this campus, past or present, are given the opportunity to develop into refined and responsible leaders. This is evident not only in the active membership, but also in the fine alumni who are here today. Mary Grable Mcleod and Mary Ann Larson Zimmerman, who is represented by Dawn Pfeiffer Stoyanov of 92. They will share their stories of growth and appreciation for their undergraduate experience and how they were able to transfer those skills learned in their collegiate leadership roles into their successful careers. To the active members, I challenge you to talk with and learn more about their involvement in life paths with these honored alumni and utilize what you learn to further enhance your experiences. Fraternity and sorority involvement enhances not only the individual, but the campus as well. Monmouth College is grateful to have these organizations on campus that offer this life-changing experience to our students. Thank you for being here today and showing your support for our students, and especially our two honorees.
Thank you, Grace. I now call upon each of our inductees, Mary Grable Mcleod, Mary Ann Larson Zimmerman, who again is represented by Dawn Pfeiffer Stoyanov, to step forward for the induction ceremony. Each of our inductees were chosen for this esteemed privilege because of the honor you have brought upon our fraternity and sorority community. Upon your shoulders rests the stole of the Order of Omega, which is worn only on formal occasions. The Omega represents the continuation of the ideals of fraternity life. Those privileged to wear the stole of Omega express their understanding that the goals of fraternity life, through customs varied, symbolized by their Greek letter, are the common ideals as expressed in the final letter of the Greek alphabet, Omega. Here before you, encompassed by the illuminated Omega, is Fraternity and Sorority Life Unity Candle. This candle is used during formal programs, indicating the presence of unity of the interfraternity community. The Omega stands for the end toward which we all strive, that we might share our concern for closer bonds of friendship and common interests. The Omega is open at the bottom. This reminds us that values established during our undergraduate years remain with us beyond that brief period and contribute deeper meaning to associations and commitments formed in later life. For your commitment to the values of your organization, for modeling good stewardship in the private and professional lives, and for representing the very best of what Monmouth College aspires for all of our graduates, I ask that you now light a taper from your chapter candle. Together, representing the Theta class of the Fraternity and Sorority Hall of Fame, I ask that you attempt to light the already lit candle in the middle there. This symbolizes our induction and recognizing our presence together this afternoon to celebrate our fraternalism, your accomplishments, and the optimism for the future. Let it be known that you are officially inducted into the Fraternity and Sorority Hall of Fame Eternal. Each of our inductees has laid a strong foundation for future inductions. May the inductees of the Fraternity and Sorority Alumni Hall of Fame always be warmed by the thanks and appreciation of the family and friends you represent. You may be seated. To introduce our first inductee, Mary Grable Mcleod, please welcome to the podium sorority sister, Board of Trustee member, Miss Anita Ridge.
Thank you, Owen. It's great to be among all of you today. Greek life has a long tradition of contributing to the academic success and social growth of its members at Monmouth College. It strengthens bonds of members to one another, to their Greek organizations, and also to their alma mater. Order of Omega recognizes collegiate leadership in Greek organizations, and this Greek Hall of Fame rightfully recognizes the leadership of individuals and the contributions that they make once they leave their undergraduate institutions. I am honored to be a Pi Beta Phi sister of Mary Grable Mcleod and to introduce her today. With a brilliant mind and strong work ethic, Mary has had a great career as a leader in stem cell research at Stanford Healthcare. Fortunately, she has also dedicated her talents and her effort to serving the San Mateo and Palo Alto Pi Beta Phi alumni clubs. She was president of the Palo Alto Alumni Club from 2011 to 2015. Among the many things done there, she helped raise over $7,000 toward literacy initiatives, a high priority of Pi Beta Phi. Since 2015, she's been the membership coordinator of that alumni club, where she welcomes new members and people who transfer to the area. In the San Mateo Club, she's been the social media chair since 2008. Among other things that she does there, she promotes the annual scholarship effort, and they raise $10,000 to $15,000 a year for that. Mary has served beyond her local Pi Phi alumni clubs. In 2018 to 19, she served as a programming regional specialist, providing service to 5 states' women in their philanthropy efforts, both national and local. She represented Pi Beta Phi at the San Francisco Bay Area National Panhellenic Conference of Alumni Organizations. She's been recognized nationally by Pi Beta Phi 3 times. It's extraordinary. She was a finalist for the Evelyn Peters Kyle Award that recognizes those duties that often go unrecognized. I don't know about you, but I love that that award exists. She was particularly recognized for streamlining and sorting data so that they could segment their alumni in meaningful ways and improve engagement. She also organized outreach to encourage involvement of members who were not actively involved in the alumni club. She individually reached out frequently via phone or visit to the elderly members of the club as well. She was nominated for the Emma Harper Turner Leadership Award for her exceptional leadership of her alumni club. And then finally, most recently in 2021, she was the recipient of the Carolyn Hellman Lichtenberg Crest Award for her community service and professional achievement. More personally, I appreciate Mary for the way she does whatever she does. With humility, with a quiet, unassuming confidence, and always with kindness. Congratulations, Mary.
Mary will now come to the stage to give her own remarks.
Thank you, Anita. Anita was my sorority mom. I think now they call them babes. So I'm truly grateful and honored for this particular award. Thank you for the opportunity to come home to Monmouth College and receive the recognition with the Order of Omega. Monmouth College was my home for 4 years, and I remember many fond memories of friends, classes, McMichael dorm, and Holt House. I always knew I was going to be a scientist. I'm curious how things work. I'm curious how things connect. My professors here at Monmouth College, Dr. Ketterer, was passionate about cells, and I think that's where I've gotten some of my passion now in a career in stem cell biology. Dr. Peter Gebauer and Dr. Keefe also inspired me in biochemistry classes, and they inspired me to learn. I spent many hours on the 3rd and 4th floor of HT with its daily Stairmaster routine going up and down the floors all day, every day. After Monmouth graduation, I went to Rush University in Chicago to intern as a clinical laboratory scientist. I would collect samples and perform whatever tests and biopsies were needed. This is basically, you see me as the person like, hi, I'm Mary, I'm here to draw your blood, or cough in a cup, or whatever you need to do. I would take it back to the lab to analyze. After more than a few complicated workups, which saved patients' lives, my supervisor at the time, Lucy Birdie, recognized that I could achieve much, much more. She advised me to continue my education at grad school. I then went to Barnes Washington University in Barnes Washington University in St. Louis for a immunohematology master's. This is a rather new and unique field at the time, which is part blood bank, part organ transplant, and part in vitro fertilization. The field of stem cell therapy was very new at this time, and I was able to observe how cells interact with each other in a targeted approach to disease. Instead of doing radiation and chemotherapy that destroyed the entire body, we could focus and create a vaccine specifically to a specific tumor marker. Stanford Medical Center was one of the few places in the world that was doing this type of research work. I had started off as a tech, preparing the cell products for infusions, and then advanced in laboratory management, quality assurance, and problem solving, which is my daily job, I think now, is solve the problems of the day and how to prevent things from happening in the future. Since the field was so new in 1990, I worked with other laboratorians to establish regulatory standards for the rest of the world. I became involved with the laboratory professional organizations. Often people would joke when they would see a liberal arts, Bachelor of Arts degree, and they'd snicker about that. And it would be, wait a minute, my Monmouth College liberal arts degree provided me with the tools to approach a problem, to write a document, and to consider other points of view. My boss would tell me that he could take me to international conferences, meet with the Food and Drug Administration and our respective congresspeople in the Health and Human Services committees, as I would be able to communicate with anyone and give a passionate response about why we need funding for stem cell therapy. One of my favorite songs at Monmouth College started like this, and my sisters better sing along with me. When I was a student in college, I belonged to the Pi Beta Phi Raging. It wasn't about what Pi Phi could do for me, it was about what I could do for the organization. I didn't think much about our brave and radical founders well into after college. These 12 young women created a society of educated women to pledge support for each other in an otherwise difficult world for women. Never doubt what young people and women can do to change the world for the better. While attending Monmouth, our alumni advisors encouraged us to connect with the local alum club. Being from the Alpha chapter, it is a celebrity, it is responsibility. Someone would ask, hey, what college did you go to? And I go, ooh, Illinois Alpha. And they would go, oh, you and I? Huh, you are not a good Pi Phi if you don't know where Illinois Alpha is. And then they would say, is that a real place? There was curiosity and reverence about Holt House, what it looked like, and how our somber Founders Day ceremonies were quite different than the festive celebrations elsewhere. Early in my career, I relocated to several different cities and states, and yet I always found Pi Phi Alum Club. The Alum Club provided me opportunities to meet new friends in my new home, learn about where to find a hairstylist. Believe me, girls, this is where you need to find your sisters. A bank, apartments, boyfriends, grocery stores, cultural events that would be happening in the community. Since we share common values through our sisterhood, it was easy to find kindred spirits and sincere friends. One of my favorite quotes from a book I love, Anne of Green Gables, kindred spirits are not so scarce as I used to think. It is splendid to find that there are so many of them in the world. I've held a variety of Pi Phi Alum Club offices for over 30 years. During one of my 10 years as Alum Club president, we distributed 20,000 books to our local community. This made a big impact on our community because we, in our community, our literacy rates are rather low, given even with the population mix and prosperity that we would have. We've walked in breast cancer walks for one of our sisters that was a breast cancer warrior, and we provide volunteers at Second Harvest Food Bank. More recently, I mentored with other college sorority scientists to pay it forward what somebody has given to me. These alum club roles have led to service as a regional director to coordinate with California, Nevada, Arizona alum clubs, and which we offered over 100,000 books to local communities and literacy programs in the area. Overall, Pi Phi has distributed over 1 million books to the North America and to support literacy efforts and continues to raise money and funds for scholarships and women's leadership activities. I also represent Pi Beta Phi at the National Pi Athletic Conference. God love them, these ladies know money, got money, can find money, but we raise over $15,000 every year for college scholarships for women, as well as fundraise and provide boots on the ground volunteers for each individual sorority's philanthropy. In closing, I want to say 3 things. Be curious, volunteer in your community, and take risks. You'll never know what will happen. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you, and congratulations again, Mary. To introduce our second inductee, Mary Ann Morrison Zimmerman, please welcome Gina Alcorn.
Good morning. I met Mary Ann in the fall of 1984 when we were both freshmen at Monmouth College. We were both business majors. We both were members of the Fighting Scots cheerleading squad, and we both found homes in the Monmouth College Greek life community. I knew immediately when I met Mary Ann that she had a heart of gold. She valued her friends, and she took full advantage of the Monmouth College educational experiences. When Mary Ann pledged Kappa Delta, she immediately stepped into leadership roles within the chapter. She served as pledge class secretary, chapter secretary, and chapter president. Mary Ann has stayed connected to Kappa Delta far after her 4 years as an active chapter member. She is currently the chapter advisor for the Kappa Delta chapter at Arizona State University. She was selected by Kappa Delta Nationals to be on the chapter advisory board for the re-established Beta Psi chapter. She is the current advisor for the vice president officer, and she was the advisor for the standards officer for over 6 years. Mary Ann will often comment on what joy and satisfaction she has when working with collegiate members. She values her undergraduate KD experiences and hopes to encourage the active members she works with to embrace their college Greek life experiences too. She demonstrates to the chapter members that Greek life involvement does not have to end after college, and she sets the bar high when holding herself and her KD sisters to the values and standards that the Kappa Delta founders established. As a member of the Phoenix Valley of the Sun Alumni Chapter, Mary Ann serves as the Young Alum Recruitment and Event Committee Chair, the Alumni Collegiate Relations Coordinator with the 2 Arizona Kappa Delta chapters, and she is the Social Media Website Committee Chair. She has also attended Kappa Delta Convention, serving as the National Collegiate Delegate in 2019. Her volunteer work also reaches over to the Kappa Delta Foundation, where she volunteers as a National KD Scholarship Application Review Committee member. Mary Ann and I often talk about our shared experiences on campus. While we joined different sororities, we share the same commitment to Greek life, and Mary Ann is a wonderful example of what Greek life involvement can mean. She will often reflect back on the lifelong friends she made in Kappa Delta, but she is quick to note that as a chapter president, she worked alongside Pi Beta Phi and Kappa Kappa Gamma to strengthen the overall Pan-Hell experience on the Monmouth College campus. Mary Ann is aware that Greek life has changed across the nation on all college campuses, but she firmly believes that the leadership opportunities, the open-minded discussion about equity and inclusion, as well as the lasting friendships, are experiences she hopes that more college students will seek out and learn from. I am proud to call Mary Ann my friend and my Pan-Hellenic sister. I'm beyond thrilled that she is being honored today with induction into the Fraternity and Sorority Life Greek Hall of Fame. Although Mary Ann could not attend today's ceremony in person, she does offer her remarks through this video message.
First and foremost, I want to thank Monmouth College and the Order of Omega for my selection. It's always an honor when one's service is being recognized by any organization, and I was pleasantly surprised to hear that I had been chosen for my work with Kappa Delta. I consider it a great honor to have my name added to the list of others who've made lifelong commitments to their sororities and fraternities. I apologize that I cannot be there in person, but life responsibilities being what they are has kept me from traveling from Arizona at this time. A special hello to my Katie sisters who might be present. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your homecoming weekend to be here. AOT. To the Monmouth students who are part of Greek life, I congratulate you on making the same choice I did over 30 years ago. Cherish your time at Monmouth, as the time truly does go by in a blink of an eye. Back in the fall of 1985, I had no idea the impact Greek life would have and being a Kappa Delta would be. We're told we're becoming sisters for life, but at that age, we really truly don't understand what lies ahead. I put on my green and white colors, and just like my sorority sisters, I began to learn more about service, commitment, compassion, and leadership. We learned of our motto of striving for that which is honorable, beautiful, and highest. These were ideas, big ideas, and I think what our organization stood for and our sorority experience certainly helped us become strong, confident women and leaders. The values that I learned as a Kappa Delta are part of my life forever, along with being able to have the good fortune of serving as president and secretary for the Beta Gamma chapter at Monmouth College truly prepared me for my career in human resources and further my service for Kappa Delta and my sisters throughout the country. I eventually moved from the Chicagoland area and relocated to Arizona. At that time, Arizona State University did not have a collegiate chapter. They had one in the past. They were in process then. I was thrilled to be able to get the email from our national office indicating they were reestablishing a chapter there, and I was asked to assist. In 2015, the ASU chapter opened its doors. And once again, I was involved in Kappa Delta. Instead of a small group chapter like what we had at Monmouth of 75 people, I'm now helping an incredible group of 200 plus young women in bringing Kappa Delta back to ASU, as well as guiding them on what it's like to be a KD and a Greek woman. I've had the honor of serving as a chapter advisor for over 10 new member pledge classes, Find Our Sisterhood, and working with over 1,000 women during that time period throughout their college years, encouraging them to live with integrity, honor, in the bonds of lifelong friendships, building confidence to excel in college and throughout their lives, and hopefully playing a part in inspiring them to be active leaders, responsible citizens, and engaged in service. Seeing them grow from freshmen to active alums has been nothing but pure joy, and I have learned so much from them. In working and being involved with both the local collegiate chapter and our alumni chapter, I believe Greek life is not just a college thing, it's an amazing life. I am so thankful for my time at Monmouth and for introducing me to my lifelong experience, love, and service with Kappa Delta. Thank you again for this honor.
Thank you all very much for sharing your thoughts and memories with us today. Your inductees, in honor of your accomplishments and in anticipation for the future, I end this ceremony with a brief quote. 20 years from now, you'll be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the things you did do. Hopefully, anyway. Congratulations to you all. Our ceremony is concluded. Welcome home.